Hey everybody, how are you doing today? I'm Makeda Valletta, as most of you know, because I'm live on my IG page, so you probably follow me. But just in case you don't, I'm Makeda Valletta, also known as the Body Scientist. And in case you're unfamiliar with me, I have a background in exercise and sports science and nutrition science, a little bit of background in biotechnology, microbiology, all of that. I am a doula, a strength and conditioning coach, a sports nutritionist, a USA Olympic weightlifting coach. What else? I'm a dancer, a pole dance instructor, okay? And I just basically study all of the ways that we can take our body to its highest level, mind, body, and spirit, okay? What we eat, what we put on our skin, like what we're thinking, what we're doing. That is my commitment, right? And I've been doing this for about 20 years now, okay? Some of you have been following me since 2007 and beyond. So I have a YouTube page, The Body Scientist 81, but I have decided to create a membership page, okay? People have been asking me about this for a while. So OnlyFans page, onlyfans.com/The Body Scientist. And the reason why I'm starting this page is because I've had my YouTube pages deleted a few times. I get blocks on YouTube. I get blocks on Facebook. I get blocks on Instagram. And it's for different reasons. My page, The Body Scientist 81, I've had my YouTube page. I've had a couple videos taken down for medical misinformation. What I'm speaking about is scientific, backed by all kinds of sources. I myself have an intense background in science, right? But I always say, you will not find the truth on the internet, okay? You have to read books. A lot of people do not read enough books, which is why I'm constantly posting books, scholarly texts, books written by good authors who do good research, okay? I constantly post books because when you go on a Google search, you get what is the pre-filtered nonsense they want you to see, okay? That is completely tailored, okay, to whoever the advertisers and whatever agenda they're trying to put out. Okay, and same thing with YouTube. There's a lot of things that you cannot see on YouTube. I did a video about why understanding the chemistry of fats is important, and it is for your health and for your longevity completely, because there's a lot of propaganda around what fats are good for you. And if you follow my work, I talk about this a lot. But I did a video about that, and I got into the biochemistry, something I can explain, something that is sound. I even had, a book. I gave a book as a reference for Mary Enig, a book that Mary Enig wrote. She was the former chairperson of the nutrition department at the University of Maryland, where I'm currently a grad student. She passed away a few years ago. She was almost 100 years old. And she was a nutritional biochemist. And I quoted her, and, the video still got taken down. And so there are a lot of things that I want to talk about when it comes to health. There's a lot of things that I know when it comes to the body. But, a lot of these truths cannot be said on commercial media, okay? So you'll never hear it on the news, okay? It's not going to be in commercial publications because you can't offend the advertisers. Who advertises? Who advertises in the papers, the magazines, the websites is food and drug companies, right? So you can't go against them. They're incredibly powerful. So, for those of you who are serious about your health, serious about the health sciences, you may be a practitioner, you want to learn more, maybe to help yourself, your family, your clients, whatever. You don't have to be a practitioner, or you could be. But on this page, I will be speaking all my nerdy science stuff and speaking the truth without worrying about being taken down or my page being permanently deleted by YouTube. Now, I don't get paid to post videos on YouTube. A lot of people think because I have a lot of followers that I get paid by YouTube. I don't, okay? My page, The Body Scientist 81, there's like 8,500 people. But I have another YouTube page with like 66 or 65,000. I've never gotten $1 from YouTube. My YouTube page is not monetized. And one of the reasons is because when they monetize you, there's a lot of things you cannot say and do, okay? And for those of you who follow me, I'm a truth teller, okay? I'm not about jumping on bandwagons and going along with the flow because it sounds good or it's trendy. And I definitely am not one that can be paid to tell people lies, okay, and to go around, along with an agenda, which is why I do not work for anybody but myself, okay? That's the reason why I did not become a dietitian in the hospital, or I'm not a trainer in a gym, because then I have to go along with the nonsense and tell you to eat crap and do dumb shit that's just not, no, right? I want to be able to tell people the truth. I've always been wanting to help people, and I've had many clients with a variety of backgrounds, variety of ages, and health profiles. And now, if it wasn't for my knowledge, if it wasn't for your knowledge, I'd still be 280 pounds eating vegan nuggets. I'm so glad that I helped resurrect you from that. So glad. Yeah, and so now, I'm a huge student of cannabis medicine, and I'm in, a grad program for it, and it's opened my eyes up to a lot, okay? There's a lot of things I already knew, but I've learned so much, and it just makes me, it just reinforces, okay, that I already knew that being a healer, like truly being a healer, is an act of resistance, okay? It's not an easy path, because a lot of things that I do goes against the grain of what is accepted in the medical community, or accepted in the commercial health professions who are paid, who are sponsored by the food and drug companies, okay? I've been very much aware of how corrupted the food companies are, because, not just because of my background in nutrition, because most nutrition people don't have the background I have, especially if they have a degree in dietetics. Dietetics is a bunch of, counting calories and trying to do math with it, which is not truly about nutrition, right? And then all the nutrition programs in the country are funded by the food companies, just like all the medical programs and probably pharmaceutical programs are funded by the pharmaceutical companies, right? So the education is tainted, which is the reason why I do appreciate, I understand the limitations with academia and how research can be tainted, but I also understand the value, and so I stand in the middle. I'm a huge believer of indigenous science, and what I believe is that Western science doesn't confirm or hasn't confirmed anything that indigenous science didn't already know. Okay? Somebody might figure out, the scientific reason of why you have to pick ackee at the right time and cook it properly, or it might poison you. Or why, you have certain cultures that eat raw fish or raw beef, or they're making broth, and somebody could do the scientific studies and find all the compounds in the bone broth, or find all the compounds in the raw milk. But indigenous people have been consuming those foods for thousands of years, and they didn't have the laboratories, right? So that tells you something. So I always say that indigenous science doesn't confirm anything that Western science hasn't. But having that Western science background, I respect it to really understand mechanisms of how something works. And because now we're dealing with modern diseases and people who are dealing with modern chemicals and pharmaceuticals, having that background in Western science is important. But I think it's important to have critical thinking skills. And a lot of times people who go to school in a Western scientific program, they don't activate their critical thinking skills. They don't use those skills that they have. The fact that they understand science and can go look at studies and dissect studies and understand them, they don't do it, okay? They just kind of go along with the flow, and that's how indoctrination happens. So if you have a background in Western science, especially in applied science, and then you activate some critical thinking skills, do some research, actually read the studies, you'll uncover a lot of truths. Somebody asked how they get an education on health and nutrition like me. Well, my journey has been a long one, okay? My undergraduate degree, first I was a biotechnology major. And I wanted to research cures for genetic diseases, okay? Really, in high school, understanding microbiomes and infectious disease was sparked in a high school biology class, where I learned about why I should never use antibiotics or hand sanitizer, and I don't. Yes, good example, Moochie, when you say to read the books I recommend. Yes, that's a good suggestion. I do, so where I see myself as an educator, okay? I do have a background in Western science. I've been in the universities. I took a long break from it. I'm back in the universities. I understand the limitations. I have a certain opinion that I don't fully want to express publicly, which is why I'm creating an OnlyFans page, so I can speak about what I want to speak about and not worry about who might see it on Instagram, or it might getting taken down on YouTube, right? But I am constantly recommending books that I think that you should look at that will change your life. Because a lot of people read a lot of bullshit, okay? Like, there are people who the books that they're reading about health are nonsense and is leading them the wrong way. I've had a lot of clients who I've had to revive, okay? Because back to good health, who they really ruined themselves because they were following some advice, i.e., the fraud named Sabi, okay? I refuse to call him Dr. Sabi. That man was a straight-up fraud. And I have a whole video where I talked about that, and perhaps I'll do it again, okay? I have Clubhouse conversations where I talk about it. If you don't follow me on Clubhouse, be sure to follow me on Clubhouse, Makeda Valletta. And you can even find those old conversations. But, you know, there are a lot of fraudulent people, especially I can say in the black community, but not just that. A lot of fraudulent people who put out, you know, health propaganda. And the thing is, I don't respect that, because when it comes to your health, what you don't know can hurt you, okay? If you think that if you have a goal of, I want to be healthy, and you're thinking that you're putting in work to being healthier, and then you end up with serious health problems later on down the line because you were doing the wrong thing for a long time, that's a hard situation. That's a hard thing to reverse. And when we're dealing with prevention, we don't want to be doing the wrong thing for years and then severely damage your health, because it's harder to get it back once you've caused certain damage. Yeah, Sabi has misled so many people. And people have to learn to observe the obvious, you know. So yeah, definitely should read the books I recommend. If you're on my Instagram, look on, you know, the books that I post, and look on my Instagram page. You'll see the books recommended. And some of the videos I do, I will mention books, but definitely look on my Instagram post. And so yeah, so what I do, you know, I look at the science. I try to translate the science for people, so and educate them, so you yourself can understand how to navigate in the world and not be brainwashed and duped with nonsense. Okay, I want my family to be healthy. Okay, my parents. You might have aging people in your family who die before they need to, or suffering from chronic illnesses unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? So the more you know when it comes to this, the better it is for your life and your function. So that's what I'm here for. That's what my passion is, okay? And I come from an unbiased place. I don't let religion dictate what I'm eating, okay? Some people, you know, they don't eat pork for religious reasons. That's fine. But if you don't eat it for religious reasons, that's one thing. But don't then project this idea that pork is unhealthy for you, because that's not true. And there's so many different ways when it comes to researching health and nutrition practices. Okay, there's straight up nutritional biochemistry, okay? But there's also looking at history, looking at epidemiology, looking at anthropology, looking at ancient artwork, basic biology, okay? All of those things to say, is this true? Is this true that red meat is so bad? Is this true that pork is so bad? Let's look at the pork-eating countries and see how healthy they are and how long they live. You know what I'm saying? Looking at epidemiology, like really having critical thinking skills. A lot of people just keep reciting the same old nonsense that they've heard, okay, and that they've been indoctrinated with. So on this page, okay, on this OnlyFans page, The Body Scientist, you can ask me questions, okay? It could be about exercise or nutrition or other health-related things, and I'll be uploading videos on there, okay? So definitely join me over there. I still will post videos on YouTube and Instagram, but I'm really going to go in more in depth on that page. And that is where you'll really, be able to interact more in regards to these things. So I hope you all are enjoying the last few warm days if you're in the north. And have a good day. Take care of yourself, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.